Good afternoon, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Lunch and Learn. My name is Kristen Castaldo, for any of you I haven't met yet. I'm the community lead for IFS, which means I manage our IFS community. Hopefully you guys have seen that site and are a part of that site. I work for the Global Customer Services team. So for anyone who hasn't attended a Lunch and Learn before, these 30-minute sessions are designed to be quick overviews. The topics vary. It could be new product features, resources available to you, maybe changes in our policy, tips and tricks around the product functionality. We originally began this series actually as an internal event with just employees, but since then we've kind of opened it up to our partners and our customers, and this session is our second session that's available to everyone, customers, partners, employees. We intend to offer these at least once a month. Today, we are joined by three prominent members of our Global Customer Services team, Adrian, McDonald, and Ausrina, Sapa, who both serve as Global Practice Directors, and Fredrik, Sagesand, who is our Global Portfolio Manager for Lifecycle Services. They have many, many years of experience at IFS. I think Ausrina is the newest, and she has like 5 years. They all were involved in the creation of these new offerings. They're going to go over the new success offerings, Enabled, Guided, and Tailored Success. We'll have our Q&A at the end. If you have questions, you can post them in the chat section as we go along, and I'll just monitor them and ask them to the presenters at the end. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. I'll hand off to Fredrik.
Thank you, Kristen, and hi everyone. So nice to be a presenter in this session. Really look forward to it since this is a subject that is really something that I feel a lot of passion around. So what is the topic? We're going to talk about our success offerings and what is so special about success offerings. Well, if we take a step back and look at how do customers get value of an investment in an ERP software or an FSM software? Well, it's not something that just comes. You invest in a software, you implement it, you go live, and then you get all the values that you expect. Values are coming over time, and historically, the project have been seen as you do an implement, you have a go live, then you do nothing, and then you have an upgrade, you have a go live, and then you do nothing, and then that goes on. And then you miss the values that are popping up over the life cycle. So what we are focusing on is to see an implementation, a go live, an upgrade. They are basically just milestones in the whole life cycle. You will get some of the values in those milestones, but there are other values that have been identified that needs maybe a change management portion. There are maybe some values that are connected to process coordinating between different sites in a company that takes more time to go through. The whole environment might change so that the business model needs to be updated, and that drives other demands on the software. I mean, there are so many things that are happening all the time, so you cannot look at the values in a static way. So that is why we take a life cycle approach into the engagement that we have with our customers. We want to be close to our customers to be able to help to identify the values that are connected to something that we can do with our software and help the customers realize those values over the life cycle of the system. We want all our customers to be advocates, and we want all our customers to have the best experience of IFS and our software, our services, our people, everything, so that whenever someone asks them about our software or the company, they would get a very positive answer. So that is the big thing with success. It's that we are in it for the long run, we are in it together, and we are focusing on continuously finding and implementing the values that are occurring over the time. So I talked about success, and success is about how we engage. We have in our success offering, we have 3 different engagement levels. They're called enabled, guided, and tailored. And just to be totally clear, it's not about how successful you as a customer can be. It's about how we engage in that journey to success. So the enable state is for a customer that have a lot of in-house knowledge around our system. The customer that is maybe okay with focusing only on the product support and self-help services. A customer that uses IFS but maybe not in a business critical way. Then up to tailored, which is a very bespoke offer where we are doing basically hand holding together with customers in achieving all the things that the customer want to achieve during the life cycle. I will not go deeper into each of these levels because they will be addressed later on in the presentation. But the summary of our engagement levels, it's not about how successful the customer can be, it's about the engagement we have to reach that success. And it's about having something that fits all our different type of customers, independent of maturity, where in the life cycle you are, and so on and so forth. Over to you, Adrian.
Thank you, Fredrik, and thank you to everyone who's out there joining us today. So let's look at some of this in a bit more detail. So first of all, once a customer has chosen their desired maintenance and support model, which is a choice between gold or platinum support, they're then able to choose which level of success engagement with IFS would best suit their needs and is best suited to help them on that journey towards success that Fredrik has just been describing for us. So when deciding on which level of engagement is right for a customer, we'd encourage them to consider firstly and fundamentally, what is your level of reliance on the IFS solution, or how vital is it to how you operate and do business with your customers? Additionally, it's important to consider the following value drivers. So firstly, the governance model. This is all about the consistency, the quality, and the points of reference that a customer has around their journey towards success. Then we look at infrastructure and expertise. So how does a customer go about getting access to the right experts, tools, and knowledge to support that journey? What is the desired level of collaboration? Is it more of a low-touch collaboration where IFS are a bit more hands-off and the customer is guiding more themselves? Or is it a high-touch model where IFS are actively engaged with that success journey? Then we have the target operating model. So is this going to be primarily sourced by the customer in-house, or are they looking to outsource various skills with IFS? And then value realization. So how will the customer define and measure business value achieved? Will they choose to do this themselves, or potentially supported by IFS, or even maybe driven by IFS? And as Fredrik was describing earlier, so perhaps for a customer that feels very confident in their own skill set, they're quite mature, or maybe that their business is not hugely dependent on IFS and it's not necessarily critical, then perhaps a more reactive, primarily self-serve engagement like Enabled Success would suit their needs. However, if their reliance on IFS is high and they need a more proactive engagement with us where IFS will support them in realizing business value from their solution, they might choose to consider Guided Success. And finally, if IFS is vital to how the customer operates and does business with their customers, then, and they feel that they benefit from a high level of collaboration with IFS, whereby we not only support, but actually drive that value realization for the business, then Tailored Success is usually the best choice. So let's look at each engagement level in a bit more detail, starting with Enabled Success, which is included with the customer's maintenance agreement as part of gold or platinum support. So maintenance and support is always a foundation to any success engagement. And for a customer choosing an Enabled Success engagement, dependent on their support needs, they can opt for either gold support or platinum support. So we'll briefly look at those in a bit more detail. So gold support is a highly reactive support model. This means that IFS will resolve core software faults in the application when reported to us. So with gold support, customers have 24/7 critical responsiveness, which means access to the case management portal where customers can report Severity 1 issues for attention 24/7. Support services, which is case evaluation, routing and resolution, as well as maintenance, which is the right to new versions, updates and fixes in the software. With platinum support, in addition to all of the gold support items, customers benefit from 24/7 support for business critical issues, priority queuing for their cases, customer care advocacy, which includes assistance with monitoring of open cases and summary reporting of active cases that they may have, proactive updates, where IFS will assist the customer in planning delivery of updates towards a scheduled time frame agreed with the customer, and response and resolution time SLAs against Severity 1 and 2 product support cases. Now let's look at guided success. So at this stage, again, it's important to say that guided success is always paired with platinum support due to the more proactive nature of that support package. So platinum support is always a foundation to a guided success engagement. Guided success gives a customer access to a huge range of IFS experts with depth and breadth across all of our core industries. In fact, well over 2,000 IFS experts globally. And these are experts who are closest to the IFS solution and have a pure focus on the product capability and what it can do. They're focused on delivering an outstanding customer experience through specific outcomes. So we're not talking here about just delivering man days or man hours or working on ad hoc change requests. They're solely focused on helping a customer achieve a desired result or a desired outcome. So with guided success services, our ambition is to help customers to unlock more value from their solution, provide a better, more proactive customer experience, and allowing IFS to be more responsive and more collaborative with those customers throughout the life cycle. So within guided success, we include customer success management. This is very much at the heart of a guided success engagement. So this entails monthly governance meetings led by a dedicated customer success manager, along with quarterly success planning meetings that are underpinned by a mutually agreed success plan that is directly linked to a customer's business initiatives towards driving that business value realization. We cater for tactical service requests by providing end user and operational support. And those requests, those tickets are backed by response and resolution time SLAs. We provide enhanced incident management, and the service also includes full IFS Academy access for 5 named users for enablement of in-house staff. We aim to help our customers unlock business value through solution optimization services, and there is enhanced access to IFS community under a guided success engagement. So under the customer success management piece, a customer success manager is allocated to every customer on a guided success engagement. The customer success manager is there to work together with the customer to jointly create and maintain a customer success plan that outlines all the expected outcomes during the life cycle. Those outcomes are supported by the different services that can be used as part of this agreement towards achieving business value realization. Guided success includes 6 tactical service requests of a nature of Competency Center, where IFS can assist with items such as issue recreation, assistance with documenting cases for dispatch to support, assistance with resolution acceptance and testing of any solutions that are provided by IFS support, as well as basic system task execution. Guided Success also provides 2 development service requests per month, and these can include assistance with security configuration, profile configuration, lobby configuration, custom object configuration, or data migration execution. Then we have our solution optimization services, and there is 1 of these available per quarter for a Guided Success customer. And these are consumed in agreement between the customer and their dedicated customer success manager as part of their success plan. So the CSM, together with the customer, will plan for these quarterly optimization tasks to be scheduled and delivered. So 1 task per quarter is included to meet an expected outcome in the success plan. The available services are predefined and come from 4 different expert service areas, including change in focus, solution architecture advisory, technical architecture advisory, and enhancement management advisory. These services are all based on our standardized VIA menu cards for each service, which are recommended to the customer based on the content of their success plan during success planning meetings with the customer. So next I'll hand over to Ausrina, who's going to take us through what tailored success looks like. Ausrina, over to you.
Thanks, Adrian, and thanks, Fredrik, for presenting the IFS Success and the lifecycle approach, and the first 2 offerings in IFS Success, IFS Enabled and Guided. And as I think both of you guys mentioned, for customers that want a true strategic partnership, where also IFS can be more in the driver's seat in achieving customer success or ultimate outcomes that are important for you, our customers, then we have a bespoke, tailored, and very proactive service that's called IFS Tailored Success. So if you compare to IFS Guided and IFS Tailored, you can see that there is many more items included in here. However, 1 item, which we call IFS Success Foundation, is still the same. Everything starts with proper customer success management and planning, because we first want to understand what's important for you, our customers, and how can we then best shape our products, services, off-the-shelf offerings, and all this great stuff in a mix. Adrian, if you flip the slide, thank you. Good. So here is a little bit of more in-depth explanation on how IFS Tailored Success can be built. So as I mentioned, IFS Success Foundation comes as default to IFS Tailored Success. So that means we have IFS Customer Success Plan, access to IFS Academy, as Adrian mentioned, and IFS Guided as well. Those come by default. However, all the other things are very much with change and focus, and very much with customer, solution, situation, goals, and focus. There, in the IFS Tailored Success engagements, we can tailor things in the solution architecture, in enhancement management, in cloud services, to the way that best fits our customer needs. So for example, 1 way to approach the IFS Solution Architecture Advisory could be that a customer would like to have access to both solution architecture and technical solution management, and a couple of application management assistants. So all of that is possible when we're doing the tailored success engagements. But of course, the foundation of it is creating a solid success plan. Thanks. So the target operating model for our IFS Tailored Success offerings is to basically make sure that we start with collaboration, governance, value realization, and infrastructure expertise. So here we discuss all of these items together with the customers and understand how you want to collaborate. Is it a low touch or high touch engagement you're looking forward, and in each of those specific areas. So for example, if your customer is very skilled in managing your own cloud, you potentially don't want that high touch engagement in that area, but maybe you want access to our experts in solution architecture, technical advisory, and so on. Then we approach that with a higher touch engagement. We of course talk about how the governance should be, how frequently we should review our success plan, services plan, implementation, or an upgrade plan if that's part of your success journey. Then we look into how you're realizing your value, and in which of those value realization aspects is it that IFS is maybe playing a driver's role, in which of those is you, their customer, that's playing the driver's role. And of course, we'll look into overall technological expertise and infrastructure. How much help do you need with your on-prem or cloud installation? Also, code management, configuration management, and so on. The key point is that tailored success is actually what it means. We tailor the services and the offerings and academy and products, everything to the way that we can drive the value together with you the best possible way, and we hold hands with each other all the way through. If you flip the slide, Adrian, I'm just going to say that because I know there's a bit of a delay. Thanks. So we have now presented the 3 offerings to you, and I'm sure you're like, yeah, that sounds good. Maybe I can fit myself a guided, or maybe I can fit myself a tailored, or maybe I'm perfectly happy with driving most of my success myself. And I just want to see IFS's new releases once a quarter or once in half a year. That's perfectly fine. But what I want to introduce you to is how we actually drive success. You flip the slide, thank you. Good, so where does success start? And I think we have all dropped the name called IFS Success Foundation, and it normally starts in 2 ways. Either we start by business value assessment, or we start with something that's called customer success plan, where we identify, as I think Adrian have mentioned, what is it that drives the value for you with technology, with services, with multiple configurations, integrations, whatever it is. And we look at it from a very high perspective. So what are your corporate milestones? All the way down to what is it that you're trying to maybe achieve in ongoing operations this quarter, this month, potentially this week. We discuss that in a couple of iterations, and then we build something that's called services plan, which basically matches all the product offerings you have signed up or subscribed for, to make sure that we help you implement or help you adopt where you most want that help, and where you feel like you either want an extra expertise or maybe you don't have the resources in-house. It can also, the services plan can be also replaced with an implementation plan or upgrade plan in some cases, but the service plan and customer success plan is continuous. We try to, even post the implement or upgrade, as Fredrik mentioned, we don't want to drop in attention. We want to continue to help you adopt the solution. And of course, through that, we try to look at, have you achieved the value you have initially wanted to achieve? Has that value driver changed? Do we need to adjust something? Do we, for example, after go live, need to adjust a certain business area? That means we're there for you. We haven't run away directly after implementation. We're still here to make sure you achieve the best possible value, even if that changes over the course of 3 or 5 or however many years in our engagement. If you flip the slide, Adrian. Thank you. So very shortly, how could a typical IFS success journey look like? So very frequently, any IFS journey starts with either you purchasing and implementing the software or upgrading the software. But it doesn't have to start there. It can also start by stabilizing or continued success. But just a typical way to start a success journey is to, of course, help you first implement or upgrade whatever solution you have decided to purchase. And of course, during this time, it's a lot about making sure that your core users, your super users are educated, you have set the right process areas, and of course, you get the right technical assistance. And all of that is available through Tailored Success in various of the options we have looked at previously. Moving on to year 2, or for some customers it's year 3, it's making sure that after go live, which most likely you will be going live a year or 2 years into your success journey, we make sure that we help you stabilize and adopt the solution. So we don't run away after go live, we actually stay there through quite a tricky period for customers, because a lot of things that you initially designed maybe in year 1 now needs to be adjusted because the needs changed, or just simply what you thought before needs to be slightly bit adjusted. And equally, you need to educate more users and help more users in your organization adopt the new system. So IFS Academy offerings, our functional experts are there to support you. And then we move to year 3, and hopefully years beyond is where we look into overall solution health. We look into how are you utilizing IFS products and potentially all the integration parts of IFS as well, and if there are any improvements that can be done that are really important for your business. Or you, for example, went live with a more pilot solution and now want to go into more areas of IFS. So we, of course, help you adopt and help you understand how you can support your users better through our services in IFS Tailored. Good. So I think a lot of the customers now are in the stage where they're thinking, that sounds interesting, but maybe I need to upgrade my technology first. And upgrade can be, of course, a very good start of IFS success engagement. So Fredrik, can you maybe tell us a little bit more about how upgrades within success and generally work?
Love to. So when you talk about upgrades or implementations, there's a lot of people that get a bad feeling in their stomach based on history. But it doesn't have to be difficult, and it hasn't have to be something that makes you think twice. We have a very structured approach to how to get customers onto newer versions of our software. So the first thing we start with is what we call the compass. And the compass is it's a very informal meeting. We have a discussion. We look at what the system landscape looks today, the version you're running, the modules, the users, the size of your database, and so on and so forth, and how you're hosting it and how you want to host it. And then we get some ballpark figures, a range that gives you an estimate of, okay, this is probably where the cost will be, and these are the values that I can achieve if I'm going this route. Then the next step is to do what we call the success map. And the success map is basically a combination of an upgrade readiness assessment, which looks at do we have any modifications? Can those modifications be replaced by new standard functionality, or do we have to keep them? There are also other things that we are going through, like new functionality and how that can be implemented, and so on and so forth. And we do that in combination with the business value assessment to look into, okay, where are the focus areas? Where do we see that the most values can be achieved? And then we try to prioritize the different areas based on the value that they can give, and try to do it in the order so that we are gaining most value in the beginning and then going to the smaller value-adding activities over time. Not the total truth maybe, because there are some things that gives a lot of value that require time in the form of change management, but we have that as a guiding point. We also come with an offer of how this can look over a period of 3 to 5 years in a success agreement, and there are 2 options that we can choose. Either we can go with a mix of going into application 10 if you are not on 10 right now, and then going to cloud. And that can be good if you have an organization that is big and where you need to give them some time to change between using the Enterprise Explorer and going into Arena. Or you can go in one step and go directly to IFS Cloud from the version you are running right now. So in summary, the best way of being very agile to things that are happening around you, making sure you can adopt new technical releases, is to be on an evergreen path where you are always on one of the latest versions of the software. Yes, Adrian? So to give you a bit of an insight in what are we doing in the success map, there are a lot of activities that are being done. Of course, we are looking at the business values because, I mean, IFS or customers are not charity organizations. There need to be a value for an investment, otherwise the investment is not necessary. So of course we are looking at what is the value that customers can achieve from going on to newer versions of our software. Then we look at the technical parts, like what is needed to lift the solution from a technical perspective, what's needed to lift the modifications, what modifications can be removed, which modifications need to be redesigned, and so on and so forth. Then we look at how will this be executed, the order, the priority, and the steps to reach evergreen. And then we build a success framework with the input of the business values that are being behind the business case for this. And basically then we start working with actually getting the customers up to the next latest and greatest version of our software. So it's a very simple and very structured approach where we are using our success services in combination with a very, very well-defined process so that we minimize risk and cost and increases the values for our customers. So all customers are different. We know that. Like all people are different, all our customers are different, and customer success looks different from customer case to customer case. But all of our customers deserves success in the use of our software and the investment that they made. What is so good about the success framework is that the investment you are doing is outcome measured. So we measure everything that we're doing in the business value. If it has not a business value put into the success plan, then it's not the focus area for the team that is running it. You want to see the return on your investment as soon as possible. And that is where we are using the business value assessment to look at where do we find the most value the fastest, and then we are focusing on those areas. And also with success, you have SLAs on the services. So you will get access to the best expertise that we have. We will provide you with what is happening in the industries that we are focused on, and provide you with what is the best practices that our customers are using in the different industries. So success is not a universal term, but we have tried to figure out how to combine the different building blocks to make success usable for all our customers. Thank you.
So this is a good segue into one of the questions we had, which was where can people go to find out more? What's the next step if you're interested in signing up for one of these plans?
So, Kristen, there's information available around these engagements and, of course, our support offerings under the support documentation area of the IFS community knowledge base. So that's a good place to explore and investigate more. Alternatively, we'd recommend that customers reach out to their IFS account manager to discuss who will be able to provide more detail on what these engagements might mean for those individual customers.
Perfect. We actually don't have a bunch of questions in the Q&A, and we're over time. So we probably should just wrap this up. If anybody does have questions, if you think of something that we didn't cover today, or you had some additional request about what the services could look like based on a specific project, please just get in touch with us via the community or directly. We hope you enjoyed this session. We'll be doing this again on August 6th. It'll be for integrated design options with Anders Bloom. So we hope to see you then. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one.